seconds.
And we are live Sunday night with those guys, and Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing this evening?
Oh, I'm good. I'm out here in New Jersey, down at the Jersey Shore at Maury Piers with the family. So I'm just hanging out here for the weekend, like I said, with the family. You know?
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Steph? I'm good. How are you, Stephen? Steven?
I'm good. Stephen. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Lawrence and Herman. It's good to Thanks for the invitation to come on the show again. It's always a pleasure to come and join you guys. It's always a pleasure. I'm usually watching anyway, so it's always nice to come and join you and have a chat. And now I'm here. Now I'm here.
Right. Well, we appreciate it very much on such short notice. I mean, I did mention to you before, but a complete week went by and I totally forgot. But
it's okay.
Things happen. I'm getting to the point now. If I don't write it down, it's not going to happen.
Okay. Well, guys, let me know if the amusement park noise gets too much for the stream, and maybe I'll just go out and come back in.
We will. We will. Ray Kelly's there. He says Herman's got the life. He's showing beach scenes and stuff, showing you at the amusement park and stuff. But Steven, what's good, man? I'm glad to have you on here. I see you're constantly busy. What's happening with the Flyby Guys?
Well, we are, the Flyby Guys are, we're always around. We're always busy, always doing our, drone work, whether it be here in Finland or whether it be in some other country, doing our drone operations, which we do, the other things that we do. And it's, we've been really, really busy, and things are getting more busy. Right now, we're getting ready to do a drone delivery project here in Helsinki. That's going to be really cool, actually. So we're going to be and part of a consortium where we're gathering data for a pharmaceutical delivery from island to island. And that's going to be really cool. So it's going to be a week-long or 10-day program, maybe 2 weeks, including some testing as well. So we'll be doing some testing at an airfield, and I'll be documenting it all. So I'll be filming everything, and I'm going to be showing the world what it's like to do a drone delivery. And this will, as I say, this is going to be done with a pharmacy. So it's actually working with a pharmaceutical company. Oh, sorry, a pharmacy. Right. And on one island, they have a pharmacy, and on the other island, they don't have a pharmacy. So we'll be shipping pharmaceutical, products for certain people that, want to have it. And we'll have temperature controlled payload and whatnot as well. And then after that, I'm actually heading over to the US.
Thank you for the super chat, $20. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, we're actually heading over to the US. So we're coming over to Las Vegas to the UAV, to the commercial UAV Expo. That's going to be beginning of September, first week of September. And then hopefully what I'm going to be discussing with you guys is that if we come to visit you in New York.
If you got to say if.
We here.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Rob C, thank you for the $20 super chat. Just say
when and we'll be there.
Yes, definitely.
Hey, Rob, I gotta catch up to you, man.
I told you, once you get plans, your itinerary, let me know immediately, and we'll take it from there. We even tell you guys a decent hotel to stay in without getting robbed.
Yeah. So I'm coming over with Hanno from Anarchy Labs. And so we will have the goggles and everything. So we'll have that there. Excellent, even better. So we should be over, and then I actually meet with Hanno tomorrow. So we're having a meeting because we've booked our hotel in Las Vegas, we've booked the tickets, but we haven't booked our flights. So we're booking our flights tomorrow, and then we're actually discussing a plan to come to New York. So I will keep you guys informed tomorrow once I know.
I appreciate it, and just definitely let us know when you're coming through New York. If you got a day, you have a half a day, I'll drop what I'm doing to make sure that we accommodate you and make sure you get some flying in here in the city.
That is what we really want to. Well, we want to come along. We want to meet you guys. We want to say hello. If if Ray Kelly is going to be there, if also Stevie's going to be there, anyone else from the community, if they're near, if they're around,
Stevie
would love
Bronx,
to.
Stevie Bronx, Tom.
Yeah,
there's a group of guys here, so it's just a matter of letting us know.
You let us know when, and we'll make it happen.
Excellent. That sounds good.
This is true. And as far as the drone delivery, is it going to be like a touch and go type of drone, or do you have any idea what type of drone they'll be using? A tethered line dropping?
We are using an M600 for that, with a 5 kilogram payload. So it will have a winch, but we can let go of that. And actually, what we're doing is we're doing the first beyond visual line of sight in a built-up area. So this is also a first as well. So it's going to be over 1.6 kilometers.
So you'll be setting a record as well.
We
for
will,
the first flight.
We will, we will. So
after you do that, we got to feature that on Wednesday night with those guys.
I think it's a good. I think we should do that as well. Yeah.
Yes, I agree, man. I would love to see that. Seriously, once you get some footage together and stuff. But usually, we kind of BS around and talk a little drone news and talk about each other. Say hello to the people in the chat for like the first 10 or 15 minutes. I purposely did not send you any homework, because I know it's late at night and you're like chilling and hold up your glass for a second. Let me see the glass for a second, man.
It's just water.
Oh, damn. Never mind. No, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna, hey, Drone Views, I'm gonna make sure we hang out before we do anything when you come to New York, for sure.
Absolutely.
Me and Herman will make sure you have a good time when you come through here. And it's funny because you'll be leaving through JFK, right?
Well, I'm not sure if we are leaving through, but I think, obviously with the current pandemic, it's really difficult with the flights at the moment. So I certainly find that when I'm traveling, it's not as easy as it used to be. So traveling at the moment is rather difficult. So we are heading to Las Vegas. So we may be going through Chicago. I don't know. I really have no idea. So, but we will, but this is the point of our meeting tomorrow, is to plan how, where we go, let's say afterwards, so obviously our flights have to land in Las Vegas, and then we have to get to New York and then leave from there. So that's a point of the meeting tomorrow that I have with Hando. So his office is not too far from here. So I'll be spending a couple of hours up there trying to, trying to plan. So I think we're planning on I think around the 10th of September or something. It's just around those days. So the event that we're on finishes on the 9th. So around the 10th or 11th that weekend, we would, it would probably be the Saturday or the Sunday, I would imagine.
Listen, if we have to, hey, what's up, Drone Views? If we have to go live while we're flying with you, man, we're going to catch you when you come through New York.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
definitely,
absolutely. Yeah, it's something that we want to do anyway. It's something that we would just love to stop by and say hi anyway. So, and obviously we will have the goggles, so that would give you guys the chance to fly and try that out as well.
That would be great, because like Herman said, he's got the smart controller.
Yes.
So we can stay local. We don't have to go far and travel and find someone with, right, Herman, with the radio. We'll have the smart radio right here to try it out. And I would love to document all of that.
I have the smart controller. I had to mute for a minute because I know you didn't want to hear Diana Ross and the Supremes,
A grown man screaming on a roller coaster passing by.
Well, no, they had the music playing here, and they had the Supremes and Diana Ross.
Oh,
So
okay,
I didn't want
okay.
that to, you know,
Hey,
even
what's
though
up,
it's a lot of
JSK?
noise
What's
out
up,
here.
Corey?
But yeah,
Well,
that would be a good thing. I'd like to hang out and check out those goggles, get some flying in, hang out with Steven.
Yep, yep, no problem. That is the plan. So we'll sort that out. We'll, you know, whether we have one set of goggles or two set of goggles, if you have a smart controller, we will get the software on that for you as well, so that you can try.
okay,
Good to
that
have
would
as
be
many
cool.
people going on there as well, you know. So we'll sort that out.
Okay.
That would
Yeah.
be cool.
So
That sounds like
so
fun. That
it does.
definitely
So
sounds like fun.
what's happening with you guys then? What's happening with you, Lawrence?
Well, not a whole lot, but it's been about 4 to 6 months since I built an FPV bird. So I'm finally going to break down and build another one. And I'm actually kind of happy because Herman knows the hell I went through getting into it. I couldn't get nothing to work. I couldn't fly. There were months I was going without flying, and I had birds. None of them were working. But now everyone that I own is working. Everyone that I've owned, I've worked on, I've done some kind of repairs, and I haven't had to repair anything in a few months. I've just been flying and not crashing, knock wood, you know?
Well, we were just talking about this last week with Sean from Geek Savannah and also Ken Heron, and we were talking about getting into the to the FPV and how when you start that journey, how it really kind of encapsulates you. And I was just saying that I do have an FPV, but I've never flown it before, and I'm kind of scared to start flying it because I feel that it would start, because I've been watching you, Lawrence. I've been watching how you have developed over the past 6 months. You have really developed. You have, you know, gone from there right up to there, you know, and your skills improve all the time. And that's really encouraging. I think that's really, really encouraging, being able to, you know.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it because I'm in this group called Old Farts with Drones, which is kind of funny, right? And I'm 57, and there are guys in the group that are 60, 63, 59. You know, I'm like one of the babies in the group, and they're like, you really fly FPV? And I'm coming to find that there are older men than me that are flying FPV.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
And it used to be a young sport or a young thing for people to do when it came to flying drones. But to be honest, I love being 57 and going out there and with the young kids and hanging out. They had a major meetup here in the New York City area. Famous FPV flyers, Bot Grinder, Cricket from Team TBS, Team Black Sheep. They was a whole big sponsored in Staten Island. A lot of FPV guys were there. A few people that I know personally were there. I chose not to go because everybody there was freestyle.
Yeah.
I'm more of a cruiser. I do the cinematic cruising around, you know. And these guys were flipping and doing tricks, and I wasn't willing to risk smashing my stuff up just to show up in front of some professionals.
Yeah. But I think that it's so, but, you know, I think, you know, if you don't mind me saying, at this age that we are doing this, I mean, I'm 51, but I mean, I think from the FPV point of view, it's really good for your motoristic skills. It is good to keep yourself going, dare I say, at that age, you know, to keep yourself busy, keep your mind focused, because obviously flying a drone, as we know, is not the easiest thing. And I think that when you get into FPV, it's not like the camera drones where you have them and you can hit a button and they just come back. With FPV, it's completely different. You have to be switched on. So even if you're not doing the tricks, you have to be switched on, you know. So
true.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. You are right about that, but even flying a camera drone takes a whole lot of cognitive thinking. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
use muscles and parts of your brain that you don't regularly use every day. This is the link to that group, Old Farts with Drones.
True.
A bunch
That
of
is true,
old
Lawrence.
guys. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? My doctor, she's an old Russian lady. She when I go to see her, she's constantly asking me, so what do you do? Because doctors, they have an intern with them training, so she'll have
Mhm.
2 or 3 interns with her training, and she'll go, so Mr. Clark, she says, this is a very interesting man. He plays video games at 57 and he flies drones. And the doctors look at each other. I say, yeah, I do. She says, he even has a YouTube channel, and these people are young. They're in their 20s, but she gets a kick out of it. She gets a kick out of it, seriously.
Well,
Hey, what's up, Steve?
You'd be surprised how many young people actually it sparks their interest whenever I coach high school football, and all of the kids are always asking me, oh, about the YouTube channel. Oh, what's up with the YouTube channel? Can I fly the drone? Can I fly the drone? It catches them, and they just want to get into it. I just think that a lot of them don't know the avenue to get into it, and that's what we're here for. To bring the community, bring them into the community.
I think you're absolutely right there, Herman, because I'm a really big supporter of the the social acceptance of drones.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're flying FPV, whether you're flying your camera drone to capture that nice photo, or whether you are working in a serious environment with drones, which is something which I do. I do all of that because drones are my hobby. And drones are my work, so it's very much a very big part of my life. But at the same time, I'm very aware of the social acceptance of drones and how negative people can be towards drones without having any knowledge. Because people, the way that the press will show the world about drones is that it's all negative, without them actually knowing about it. So one of the things which I'm doing with this drone delivery is I'm actually having the launch pad is going to be in a central area, and I have it almost in a park, so that lots of people will be passing there, so that they can come
and they can see what's going on. That's smart.
And they can ask questions, and I will spend time with them, and I'll show them, and I'll go through everything with them. And then we also plan to gather data.
For good thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, but what's really important is the data that comes from that. And this is the only reason why we've accepted to do this job, is that I want the data. I want the data from the public. I want the data from the customers. I want the data from the pharmacy. This is really important that we get all that data back, so we can come back and say, this is what the public, this is what the customers, this is what the client, and this is what we think. Because that data is really important for, because there's so much negativity around, obviously, DHL. Absolutely, absolutely,
right.
Yeah. And he's very supportive. Actually, he's actually really supportive.
I look forward to seeing you guys get it started and up and going. I was impressed when you told me behind the books and off the record what you did in drones, really. And I was like, I thought I had it good. You're enjoying your drone life, aren't you? You're enjoying it to the fullest.
I would say pretty much I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm living the dream. But at the same time, it's not easy. It's a really hard job. It's one of the hardest jobs I've ever done. But at the same time,
stop it. It's so hard to get on a plane and fly somewhere and get paid to do it.
No, it's we can talk more about this offline.
No, I got you.
I can tell you stories that would make the hair grow on your head.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk behind the scenes on that one. I'd like to hear some of them, definitely. Herman,
so when I see you again, Lawrence, you're gonna have an afro?
Yeah, I might have an afro, right? About this high. Hey, Herman, real quick, how did you get away from the family to be able to stream?
Okay, the more you bring, the more they
The
can
more you
distract
what?
each other.
The more
The
you
more,
what?
the more you bring with you, the more they can distract each other.
Oh, okay. So everybody's off somewhere.
They don't know that I'm gone.
Ray Kelly asks, what brand of landing or takeoff pad? I forgot already. Something to that effect. What is the
Should be
brand of your takeoff or landing pad? That's what it is, Steve.
Okay. I'm not sure what we're using for that. Actually, you know, we might not have a landing pad. We will just have an area. Because everything will
It's
be
harder to
automated.
land on a platform than it is a wide area.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
GPS is not the most accurate anyway, you know, and I think that when it does come into land, I will have to take over and land it manually. I would assume, you know, but we're actually going to be doing some testing at an airfield, which is about 45 kilometers from Helsinki, and it's from one end of the airfield to the other. It's actually 2 kilometers. And I wanted to have 2 kilometers because I wanted to test the radio signal. That's the most important thing. The radio signal is absolutely vital. So once we get it noticed, once we know we have 2 kilometers and it will work, then it will be fine for 1.6 and a bit.
And here's another question. I know you guys have taken all of this into account. You know, your launch point, will it be elevated so you can have a clean line of sight with the radio? You're not. So how are you doing this over a network or like a 5G network? Or
no.
Are you using a ground station?
We'll be using a ground station.
Okay.
What's actually very interesting about using 5G is that 5G doesn't really work well at high altitudes. And when I say high altitude, I mean anything above 40, 50 meters.
Okay.
5G is bad.
Right.
5G is actually very bad, actually, because I don't know if you've seen my sausage video. Did you see my sausage video?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that was done over 5G, and we had to keep the height at 40 meters because anything above 40 meters,
right,
5G will not work.
It starts getting noisy.
You just lose it because the way that the towers are just now, the signal that they're using.
You know what? It's funny you say that because they're on a main project here in New York City. About every 3 or 4 blocks, they're hooking up these 5G relay stations with these antennas that are maybe about 4 or 5 feet long. They're masked antennas, but that may make sense on why they're putting them so close together.
Yes.
And all of they're going up the blocks, they're going horizontally, they're going vertically, and every 2.5 to 3 blocks you have one of these relay stations. Of course, then in the area you have a main tower, which they feed from. But that would explain a lot of things. I was wondering about that, and I don't see any up high on buildings.
No, you won't get them. I live on the 6th floor of an apartment block here just now, and I have 5G on my phone. And when we were doing the sausage thing, at the stadium,
you should put the link for that so people would understand, because if they haven't seen the video, you guys will know that Stephen gets quite creative in his free time.
And I do. Maybe I don't know if I'll do it in a second, or actually if Stevie, if you can find it and put it on, that would be great.
Okay.
There was one of the guys there from the network operator, and he was basically telling me, he said, because I was saying, I've got 5G and I live on that street, and he says, what floor are you on? I says, well, I'm on the 6th floor. He says, and 5G works. And I says, well, yeah. He went, wow, because because they have no faith on it working at certain altitudes because it's so unreliable. 5G is good. It's fast. But it's not. It's not there yet. It's not there. You know.
Well, I'm hoping, like everything else, there's just a couple of firmware updates.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be who knows? I'm just saying.
It's true.
When you fly
True,
drones,
just-
everything gets fixed with a firmware update. Your marriage is
True.
going bad, get a firmware update.
Do you want a firmware update for 5G?
Yeah.
Huh,
Yeah.
Lawrence?
Yeah.
You want a
Yes,
firmware
yes.
update?
Well, I won't need it, but they will. I'm just on the user end, so it doesn't really bother me much. Thank you, Stevie, for putting that link in. If you
Oh, you put
haven't,
it in. Thank you. Thank you.
can you explain the concept of that video so they don't just look at it and say Steven really has a lot of time on his hands?
Yeah. So the story behind this is that there is another company that do a lot of drone stuff. You know, let's say that the business community in Finland, we are very close. We do actually communicate and we help each other out. Okay, so which is something which is kind of unique. For example, I mean, if you look at the UK, a lot of the companies, they will not help each other. You know, they don't know each other, and they would rather stay away. But here in Finland, it's much more transparent. So this other company, which is called Vertical Hobby, they are working with a network operator. And what happens is that they were doing a project in the Olympic Stadium in Helsinki where they wanted to use 5G and use it to deliver sausages. Simple as that. Simple as that. So,
okay.
and I just thought that this was quite funny and quite interesting. It's a really interesting venue. This company, Vertical Hobby, you know, Anthony's a friend of mine as well. So I thought, I'll just go along, and so I took that video, and it's very interesting. And you know, I managed to get a lot of footage out of it, which was really good, and quite a good story as well.
Okay, all right. Well, like I said, usually we give our guests homework, but in fact, Ray Kelly in the chat and Johnny Drone Flyer, they came on the stream and they were like, wow, this is the first live stream I've been on where I've had homework, you know, because I would like to try and give people the news articles. That sounds like so much fun, Herman, kids screaming to their death behind you.
Well, they're across from me.
Okay, in front of you, screaming
I
to the
try to mute it as much as possible.
It's just interesting because you hear a scream and then you look off somewhere. But hey, Chris Wedgeworth. But anyway, we have a story that I want to talk about. And I want your opinion. I want Herman's opinion, and it has to do with, of course, the news of Randall Warners resigning from Autel.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I don't know, are you familiar with the story, Stephen?
Yes, I am indeed. I am. Yeah.
Okay, and I have this is an actual article written by him from his LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
His linked page. And I just want to read it real quick. So for those of you who don't know why he resigned, but it says, this morning I resigned as CEO of Autel Robotics. I, of course, don't want to be writing this message, but publicly, as I come into a role, I want there to be clarity that my affiliation with this brand is over. The team still at Autel is second to none in the unmanned industry. The ownership of the company, however, is suspect. The ownership of the company is suspect. Ding. During the interview process, I talked about how DJI is run by Frank and the FOF, Friends of Frank.
Friends of Frank.
They laughed and they said how they were different. Autel laughed and said how we're different. Autel's owners is also Frank, but has its own FOF, family of Frank members. And he goes into detail what he means by Friends of Frank. And for 9 whole weeks, I've been trying to sort that out. When people have unjust authority and no accountability, which means there's probably a bunch of people in there walking around giving orders and and people are coming and going. But he says, when people have unjust authority and no accountability, bad things are bound to happen. This also undermined my ability to function in a role as needed. So rather than prolong this for weeks, I am moving on. Now, I'm not going to read the rest of it. I'll be brief about it. But he goes on to say how a good friend of his has been working with Ortel for 5 years. And that friend, he was asked to fire that friend without just cause. And he didn't want to do it. And he said, over my dead body. And now there's 2 floating bodies away from Ortel. And he resigned. I guess they made him resign, or they could have made it look ugly. Who knows? What do you guys think about this? Mr. Famous, thank you for the $5 super chat. You ever eat a booger that tasted like a French fry? No,
Well,
definitely not. Definitely not. But
well,
my question, go ahead, Carmen.
No, I listened to I heard this the other night from when it first came out, and Ortel being second to none. Well, I don't know. The reports say they are number 2, but
yeah, they are number 2.
I understand why. From based on what you read, I can understand why. But it sounds like there's a lot going on over there, and more than what we really expect. And I think it's not a good look for them. You know.
I think I think you're absolutely right there, Herman, that there's more to it than meets the eye. One thing which I really like, Randall, and actually I would just like to say that we were actually planning to meet Randall when we were going to Las Vegas, because they were going to be at the commercial UAV Expo. So I'm quite disappointed, actually, but however, I think what was really good about him and what was unique is that he was really transparent. He was really open to, let's say, discussing with the community. He was quite happy to go on to certain shows, many of the YouTubers, and go on and talk. And I don't think Ortel liked that. I think that he was too open, and that, even though I think it was really good, I thought it was very, very, let's say, refreshing that he was very open, and that made that, and I think that many people would actually agree, is that Ortel seemed very open.
He seemed very, very sincere. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And it wasn't out of anger. You didn't detect any anger.
No. It was something that he wanted to do. But I don't. Yes. I kind of have the impression that Ortel didn't like him doing that. I'll say one thing. The night, on that day when he actually resigned, he was supposed the night before he was supposed to come on to Geeksvana. Or sorry, on that day when he resigned, he was supposed to come on to Geeksvana. We got an email from him the day before he resigned, and he said, I can't make it onto the show, sorry. And it was really like, what do you mean? Because usually if you have to cancel,
thank you, Mr. Famous. I'm
usually
sorry.
If you have to cancel, you say, can we reschedule? How about this week or next week or whatever? Right. But it was just he just closed the door immediately. And it was very, okay, that's about, yeah.
That's actually a little strange. Thank you, Mr. Famous, for another $5 super chat. I got the confirmation that Chuck Norris, he approves of this stream. We appreciate it very much, sir. From you and Chuck Norris. If you don't know who Mr. Famous is, that's Drone Worship. He's a good guy. A lot of people don't like him because he speaks how he feels. And which I like. I tend to speak how I feel as well. But the fact that you mentioned that he canceled and did not reschedule was a little right. Johnny Drone Flyer says the emails were short and quick. Whoever he responded to They had him on their live stream, Johnny Drone Flyer and Ray Kelly in the chat. They had him on about a week before all of this happened.
That's right. That's right.
You know, or about a week and a half before all of this happened. And then they hear that he resigned. There's no animosity, but it sounds like he stood up for a friend or an employee that he believed in the company, and the company said ax him, because he refused to sign the letter to let this person go. And the fact that he said over my dead body, and now him and that individual, we don't know who it is, but him being the CEO of Ortel Robotics, that's just strange.
You don't let a CEO go. You don't.
Right. Now, had he said, I'm leaving for bigger and better things, then you could say, okay, he left them because he got another opportunity. But he just said, look, I'm going to back down because I don't like what's going down here in the company.
But I think he's also using the fact that he has the support of the community, because he's been really transparent. He's been really open, and he's been really honest, which is fair enough. But Ortel don't like that, I'm sure. And can
you guys hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Hey, yes, we can hear you, Herman. I want to let you know, Johnny Drone Flyer doesn't know you can't see the chat, Herman. So I'm going to read what he put. But he put, yes, so don't come to our show, LOL, or you might get fired, Herman.
What happened?
Johnny Drone Flyer, he put, yeah, so don't come to our show, LOL, or you might get fired, Herman. Because you remember, he was on their show, Johnny Drone Flyer, the Fly for Fun show. And you guys see me fighting the sunlight in my face here. He came to their show, and a week later, he got fired.
I can't get fired.
Hold on. We have another super chat from Mr. Famous. I hereby put in my resignation for drone worship. I will never work for that D-bag again.
Well, I can't get fired, but you know, you're right, Stephen. He does have the support of the community because he embraced the community, which is something that a lot of other guys don't do. You know, as much as we buy DJI, I don't really see that kind of embrace from DJI, even though, like I said, we buy the product. You know, he was a good guy. He didn't want to do something that was unjust and silly, and he fell on the sword for it.
I think. But I think
I don't understand how you put him in that position.
I think that he. Well, obviously we don't know what really happened. I mean, whether that is what happened, you know, and we may never know. And there will probably be a lot of, we don't get paid, so you can't quit.
We're laughing. I'm laughing at the chat, Herman, because Johnny Drone Flyer got jokes tonight. Just going, Herman, you don't get paid, so you can't quit. No comment, Herman?
Told Johnny Drone Fly, when I start harassing him on that Fly for Fun show, he's not going to like it.
Well, you know,
check this out.
Yeah.
This thing here.
Yeah.
They got this slide here with the, I don't know if you can see
and
it.
You come splashing into the water.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, you see it.
Yes.
Here comes somebody now.
Hold it. Turn. Oh, you almost got wet, dude.
Well, it splashes kind of close, but not too close.
Okay.
Waiting to see if somebody else comes down this thing.
Hey, Ray Kelly says, "Oh my God, I can't afford that landing pad, Steve." Oh, they're talking about landing pads, drone landing pads. I know, but this is good. But you know, you're having a decent stream when you're streaming, and they're having a completely different conversation back and forth amongst each other. So that's a good thing. But
how many other live streams got a guy live on the scene like we do?
This is true.
I'm filling in for Stevie.
Yeah, right. In fact,
I'm filling in for Stevie.
You notice Stevie captures life. Okay, I'll donate $20 right now, Herman, if you take your shirt off and wave it like a helicopter and go down that slide. The drone worship just said he'll donate $20 right now if you take
First
off your
off,
shirt and wave like a helicopter
if I
and go down that slide.
if I go get on the slide, I gotta shut the stream off.
Why? Why?
I'm not gonna. Oh, give me your phone. I'll go down the slide with it.
I knew why. I just wanted to hear your answer. And now Drone Life RC is saying, go down the slide, Herman. They're saying go down the slide.
Give me
Herman.
your phone, your earpiece, so I can hear it, and I'll slide down the slide any day.
Well,
But
if you know
that, but you know that slide's quite high, so you might lose 5G there. You know.
Oh yeah, right. You might lose your 5G signal. But if you notice, Capture Life Connection is hanging out with us, chilling, and he's home with the family, relaxing. Usually, Stevie, Capture Life's Connection, is out with the family doing something in Disney or in Bollywood or someplace, you know. So now he's taking a rest. Hey, Andy Taylor. But now Herman is out in the Jersey Shore, somewhere out there in the Jersey Shore. Right now, it looks like he's hiding in the shade from the sun.
Well, I'm moving so as that certain things don't get caught on camera.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I appreciate that. Johnny Drone Flyer says, you know, we love you, right?
They got stuff. Yeah, I know. We got stuff here with, you know, with water and stuff like that, and stuff hanging out, and you.
Yeah. Please. I already have the sun in my eyes as it is. I don't need to be blinded totally. I'm like, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture?
I can turn the camera if you want.
No, I just need to get up and close the damn shade. Hold on a second.
No. I'm saying I can turn the camera if you want, so you can see
No. That's
some of the things I can see.
My nephew's eating dinner, Herman. I don't want him to barf. He's showing. All right, listen, Drone Worship. Like hold on, Drone Worship says one more thing. He donated another $5. We appreciate you very much. Says, okay, now I'll donate another $5, Herman, if you show us your toenails.
You know what?
Did you see Herman's face?
In this world of political correctness, I won't tell you what you sound like.
Did you see Herman's face, Stephen?
I seen his face there. Yeah. It was one of disbelief.
Only
on those guys. Sunday nights with those guys.
No, only out of Daniel will you hear something like that.
Well, listen, we're gonna get Mr. Favors is funny. He's on the roll tonight. I got rid of that story. Now, are you, Stephen, you're familiar with the Dixie Fire that's been burning for a few months here in the United States, right? It's supposedly the third largest fire we've had in the United States in decades.
Yes. Yes.
There's a story that I found how the Federation, the FAA, said Wednesday it's working closely with the FBI to investigate a drone flight that interfered with the California Fire aircraft during the first hours of the agency's flight to control the Dixie Fire. Now, the reason, not only are they the FAA dealing with the FBI, but the fact that because you do drone work, but anywhere in the world, it's illegal to fly when there's a fire, and emergency vehicles have to get in, such as fire, police, or anything like that. And the story goes on to say that Mr. Mike Ramsey from the Butte County District Attorney is leading the probe into the fire and has reached out to the FBI on July 13th, on that July 13th incident, because this fire was only burning for 1 hour. And because the drone was in the air, it stopped California's fire aircraft department from coming in and putting out, which would have been definitely a much smaller fire. And they're saying whoever it is, federal law, and this is in the state of California. New York is different, but I'm sure theirs is pretty high too. But it goes on to say federal law provides a civil penalty for as much as $20,000 for any drone operator knowingly or recklessly. So you can't say I didn't know, and you can't do it being a knucklehead and interfering with wildfire suppression, law enforcement, or emergency response. And that's California law.
Yeah.
You said federal, didn't you?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah,
you said federal law, didn't you?
No, this is federal laws provide a civil penalty for as much as 20,000, meaning across the United States, but it's 20,000 in California. What were you going to say, Stephen?
No, I was just going to say, we don't have those laws here. Let's see, in Europe, we don't have those laws. If there's a fire, you can freely fly, let's say fly your drone, although you shouldn't. I mean, common sense says that you shouldn't fly your drone. We had one incident last year, I think it was last year, where we had it there, where there was a fire here in Finland at some factory, and someone put their drone up and they captured footage, and they actually sold that footage to the news. And I was the one who came out and said, "This is ridiculous. You should not have been in the air." And the guy said, "But I was quite far away. It was okay." And that's never the point, because even if you are far away, you can still interfere with operations, because these, whether it's going to be the police, whether it's going to be the air ambulance, whether it's going to be, whatever, they can come from any angle. And if one person sees one drone in the air, if it's 1 kilometer away or 2 kilometers away, if they see a drone, they will have to tell that, don't come in the area. Now that can have a serious effect. That can actually have an impact on lives. That can have a serious impact on lives. So a lot of people think that even though they are far away, even though it seems like
it doesn't matter,
safe,
they don't.
You should never ever fly near an emergency. There was someone actually posted in one of the Facebook groups that there was an emergency. It wasn't a fire. It was actually it was actually an accident on a road, and this guy had taken some images from above, and he said that I had a spotter who was making sure there was nothing coming in. And I said, but you don't realize those guys are radioing, they're on the radio, and they're actually telling air traffic control, don't send anything here because there's a drone up there. So you can have spotters, you can have people looking out. That makes no difference, because these guys have radios, and if they see something, they will radio to say, don't come in here. And again, that can have an impact on lives. So we can't really say this, if you see an emergency, if you see a fire, it's not an opportunity to capture photographs. It's an opportunity to let people do their work and try to save lives if possible, because that, as you say, that was a big fire, and it is now quite big, and that's going to have a massive cost. And unfortunately, it was a drone that actually made that worse.
Well, we've had several incidents like that here in the States, where there's been emergency situations and guys have been flying
right here in New York City,
even in the city. But you're right about that, Stephen. What happens is that these emergency crews, they also fly drones. And if they see anything in the sky, they don't know what you're doing. They don't know how you're going to respond, and they can't have incidents where there's more damage that can occur. On top of all of that, we have when we go out to fly, like Jonathan and I have been out to fly, and we've seen other people fly into the area with drones, and it's like, okay, we don't know what he's going to do, so we can't fly that area.
Right. We've, like Herman and I,
you can't communicate with them.
Herman and I will not fly. If we go somewhere to fly together and we see a drone flying randomly, 9 times out of 10, we will not fly. Thank you again, Mr. Famous, for the super chat. I don't get this one, but it says, Herman, it rubs the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
Silence of the lambs.
I don't know where we're going with this.
More of those type of comments again.
It's Silence of the Lambs.
Thank you. Oh, Silence of the Lamb. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See. My nephew got it over my shoulder here. I was like, wait a minute. It sounds familiar, but it sounds a little weird at the same time. But Silence of the Lamb explains it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the problem is? We've had this happen here in New York City, Stephen.
Yeah.
And what's messed up about it, the person who went up, I won't say anything, but the person who went up took pictures, and they were from a distance, and they showed the fire. And the answer when people confronted this individual was, I was not in their way. And my question always is, how do you know? If they needed to be in that area, and at this time, the fire department were deploying tethered drones to look at fires. And this was in a particular park and stuff like that. But my point is, hey, Blind Neil, thanks for coming in. It should never, ever happen where somebody's flying a drone in the air. And if you are caught, you need to be arrested on the spot.
Yeah, it comes down.
There's no excuse for it.
It comes down to education, but it also comes down to awareness within education.
Hey, Roger.
We have a responsibility. Again, no matter if it's your job or if it's your hobby, we have a responsibility. These things fly. They go up in the air, and they are a risk in a way. They are a risk, and every negative story that comes out is much larger.
It's not
good. We can do we can do good things with drones, and the world will never know about them because that's boring. But if it's a negative thing, it will be huge. It will be huge.
Right.
Well, I agree. Now, Stephen, I don't know if
you so detrimental.
I agree.
There's going to come a time where it's the last straw.
One thing I will say, and I really have to reiterate this: it's always a minority. It's always a minority. It's never, if we look at our community, everyone in the chat here right now, all these people we know, they all fly responsibly. Every time you get a negative, it's that small percentage. It's that tiny. It's that one or two people, and unfortunately, it's that one or two people that make things worse for everyone else, And and as Johnny Mac says, their bad news travels faster, and that's absolutely correct. It is.
I do agree. Stephen, I don't know if you've noticed, but I put up a little poll saying, should Stephen come back in the near future as our Finlandish representative? And the answer is 94% yes and 6% no. So I would like to set it up so that I know you're constantly busy and you're constantly traveling. But every now and then you get a chance to hang out with those guys. I want you to come back. You're officially one of those guys already.
Once you guys said to me that first time I was one of those guys, then I'm back in.
Yes. Anyone that's been on our panel can contact us in the middle of a live stream and say, hold the F up. Send me an invite. And you can officially come in. I just want to let you know that someone just got a commercial. Unfortunately, YouTube forces me. Well, they don't force me, but they suggest I throw commercials in periodically. And someone just got a commercial, so I apologize for that. Dre, no commercials for me. Some people they do it randomly. I don't know if you've noticed it, Stephen, but when you go live and you're monetized and you're looking through the studio here on Facebook, there's a little $sign here. Hold on. Let me see if I can share the screen to show you what I'm talking about. Right here. And you see this up here?
Wheel for you guys.
This little circle right there.
Yeah.
And it says insert ad. Now I know some people that do live streams and they have literally inserted an ad every 2 minutes because which is abusive and I try not to do that. So I try to get one in, Debbie Downer. I try to get one in about every 30 minutes, you know. But see, next time you go live, or you if you you don't go live on YouTube.
Actually, I may well be going live from Las Vegas.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. I'm just letting you know. You saw Hangover. You saw Hangover.
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay, all right. I'm just giving you a heads up. That shit is real.
Yeah, so I mean, you know,
you made me come out to Las Vegas.
But Herman, you're welcome to come and join us in Las Vegas, man. You're welcome, and we can do the Hangover 3.
Oh, now that would be fun. Except who's losing an extremity? The last guy lost a finger, remember? And a tooth, and got a couple of tats.
I could maybe lose my hair.
Maybe I could come back with. Maybe I could come back with some hair.
We don't have to do the whole movie. Matter of fact, you can bring drone worship with you. You can do the second movie.
Oh wow! Thank you, Johnny Mac. I appreciate it. Let's have a pause for station identification. Okay, we you know how we do this. Thank you, Rob.
With the chicks at the strip club.
You know, Rob C said, let's have a pause for station identification. So you know how we do it, Stefan. Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by, and you go 1,000 those guys. So we're going to do it right now, okay?
All right. Okay.
Ready, Herman? Herman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by those guys. Like a bunch of alcoholics, man. That was so bad. It was like, I know we're in 3 different parts of the world, but if there was a delay ever, it was like those guys.
You know what it is?
Okay. We're not gonna try that again.
How it works, Lawrence. And I noticed it from when I do the stream on Wednesdays. I am a little ahead of you when I'm saying those guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, we'll try it one more time before the evening's over. It's 6:30. We're only going to go it's 6 o'clock. We're only going to go to 6:30, but we will get it right before the night is over.
As long as my
that's okay. That's okay. When you're veterans like us, you can afford to be off key. I don't get paid for my voice. You know, that's a big Ferris wheel, man. I'd never get on that damn thing.
Yeah, that's a big Ferris wheel.
You know what's funny, Stephen? You see that Ferris wheel right there?
Yeah.
You see that Ferris wheel right there? I literally will not get on that because I'll have a heart attack. You know why? Because I'm a control freak. I'm a control freak. You gotta move. The family's coming?
Yeah, they're coming.
Oh, he's relocating because the family's headed towards him. But the reason my nephew goes, run, Herman, run. You got to see the camera going like this. But, you know, I can see now Herman running through the park, running from his family. That would not be good when you get back to the hotel. You do know that. Because you do know. But anyway, getting back to the Ferris wheel, it scares the hell out of me because I like being in control. Okay, and I don't like the fact that you're at their whim. You move when they want you to move. You stop when they want you to stop. Now, I'll get on any steel roller coaster in the world, which should scare the hell out of me, but it doesn't. But little silly things like a Ferris wheel, oh no, I might pass out. What's up, Night Train? How are you? But anyway,
they just built they've just built the largest Ferris wheel in Dubai.
Get out of here.
The largest one is it's 140 meters high.
Wow.
Okay.
140 meters high. Yeah. It's
people get on this thing?
Yeah, they want to They want you to get on the Ferris wheel, Herman.
There's actually bars on it. There's actually bars. You can fit 50 people into one of these.
Hey, Margie, how are you? Welcome to the
stop
stream.
the jumping.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
To stop people from jumping, to stop them from falling out of that sucker. But because, you know, I like this. They are putting up these, they have one in the UK somewhere in a tourist area. They have one near the Eiffel Tower. So these are becoming popular sites. And it's amazing how they build them, because they build them so that you can look forward and they spin and they stay level, and there's all this electronics. I don't like any of that stuff. I'm not cool with any of that stuff. I'll go down a water slide. I'll get on a roll. Now, what scares me are wooden roller coasters, because wooden roller coasters are designed to stretch and bend and stuff like that. So I don't trust that. But if you put me on a steel
I hate
coaster,
to tell you, but the steel roller coasters move too.
yeah, but you don't feel it. You don't hit a turn and get yanked over the side like that as you're going around the corner. See, look at that shit over your head, man. See, that's secure.
If the steel roller coaster did not move, it would snap and you would go flying to the ground.
This is true. Did you see that
you
device?
Have to get movement. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, did you? Oh, it's called the London Eye. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey, Margie, thanks for coming in. I appreciate the support. You guys don't forget to click that like button, especially. Also, don't forget to check out Herman. He will be back at the Bat Cave on Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do you have any engagements or projects you're working on other than the drone delivery that you might be able to just leak a little something from? I don't want to put you on the spot. See, the ride's about to hit Herman in the head. See, right behind him. He just duck, Herman.
It's not that. It's not. I'm standing on a bridge below this thing.
I'm sorry, Stephen. I couldn't help myself.
Not too much. There's a couple of possible, let's say, doing some more traveling that could be coming up again this year. So a few more I'll share when that happens. And
you should be doing pretty good on the frequent flyer miles, dude.
Yeah, I used to do that well anyway, because they haven't sent you an
80-inch screen TV yet?
Not yet, no.
Damn, well, you got to fly around the world 3 times for one, huh?
Yeah. So some more possible traveling in the near future.
Wait, you're being sworn to secrecy. Each one just said, Stephen, shh.
I never tell anything. It's okay. I never tell anything.
Hey, Sean.
John's in the house.
Yes. He just said, Stephen, shh, as you were about to start talking. So you're being sworn to secrecy. I thought I would just intervene and stop you. See, Herman.
We have some cool things coming up with Sean as well, actually. So that's also something else too.
Well, that's good. That's good. We're trying to get Sean here to New York as well. Hello, Michael McReynolds. How are you? The thing is, I as much as I would love to go to Finland and the UK, only because I know someone there. And now I have a purpose to go there. Herman, duck, man. Duck, Herman. It's about to bust you in the back of the head again. Dude.
It's not that high. It's not that low.
It looks like it on camera.
I can reach up and I still won't be able to touch it.
I know that, Herman. You got to at least go like this and hold your head or something. Well,
I don't have no sound effects for it.
Oh, all right. Well, see, I'm working on that.
You just hit that home run pitch, and then I would just.
But I'm going to put this link again. If you want to join this link, this group, it's called Old Farts with Drones. Everyone in it is like 45 or older. Join it. It's an okay group. They don't have a lot of drone police, and when they do, you complain to the admin and he kicks them immediately. But I'm in the group. They're the guys, most of them fly camera drones, but there's maybe about 20 or 30 guys who literally fly FPV like I do. It's a nice Facebook group. If you're not a member, join it. It's another place to advertise your live stream, your videos, or whatever you may do, you know, in a world of social media.
Another one coming by, Lawrence.
Yeah, I see that, man. See, I'd have a lot of fun at that place. They'd probably kick me out.
Yeah, there is a lot of fun to have.
Listen,
Yeah.
I have two more news stories. I mean, one is about a heavy lift drone. A lot of people think when you hear the word heavy lift, they'd be carrying thousands of pounds. Well, no. Heavy lift means anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds.
Okay.
And there's a US-made heavy lift drone by Rocky Mountain Unmanned Systems. They have two types of drones. What happened?
I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
Yes, we've done a story on their heavy lift drones. Well, they happen to have two drones out that they are teaming up with Baltimore, Maryland-based industrial drone specialist Watts Innovations. I'm sorry. Watts Innovation has the drones. Rocky Mountain Unmanned Systems is teaming up with them. And what they're trying to do is, like a lot of these drone companies out there, they're not selling you drones. They're trying to sell you a network. And what I mean by
a very young dude too, Watt, the guy that owns that company.
Yes. Now what they're doing is Watts has two drones. One of them called the Prism, and one of them, which is a traditional quadcopter, and one of them's called the X8 coaxial configuration. It's the same as a Prism, but it has 8 props. And
we did the story on them.
Yes, they will carry anything from your red camera to what is it, 20 up to 25 pounds. So not only is this drone interesting, but I have a video here I'm trying to pull up while I'm talking about this. But this particular video, I want to pause really quick, and I'll probably get a copyright strike for this, but these drones have bottom and top payload capability. Okay, which means you can put your battery system on the bottom and carry a payload on top, or you can put your camera on top and your batteries, however you want to configure it. But I'm only going to show but so much of it. But this one is actually carrying a LiDAR system with a 8-pack of 6-cell batteries. This one here, I wanted to pause because these batteries are 6-cell batteries. There's 4 of them. 6-cell batteries. So we're talking it's basically a 24 cell drone, and the camera is actually on top, as you see here. But they offer the capability to carry a payload on the bottom and camera on top, or camera on the top, batteries on the bottom, however you want to do it. There's many different variations. Now I'm going to have to unfortunately stop the video, and they do come. Oh, wait. I had to show this here, Herman. I kind of blew it because I know Herman likes this, but Herman's a case man. Herman likes the Nanook cases and stuff, you know. Yes, they do make good cases, but I wanted to point out that I like these drones. I just wish I could afford one. I don't know what the hell I would do with it. What's that, Stephen?
But you know, these types of drones, they are so expensive.
Yes.
And it's actually difficult to justify many. I mean, if you think of the drones that are in the box, you know, and the box opens up and the drone comes out of it, you know, all those kind of things. These are really expensive, and they make no sense to, you know, from a purchase point of view, because you know, because you have to justify the spending to know the return of interest, and also the value and how long they will last. So this is why I think that, you know, Herman, you were saying that this guy, they would be hiring it out. Is that correct? Is it something that they would be giving out as like a software, as a or like a drone service?
What they're doing by offering a software service, they are actually teaming up with Rocky Mountain Unmanned System is teaming up with Watts, because they say that Watts Innovations, their drone system is designed to be flown on a network, meaning we don't want to have a man flying drone from point A to point B. We're talking 50 or 60 drones on our network. That's what Rocky Mountain Unmanned Systems is saying. Your drone is perfect for our what we're trying to do. So they're trying to create a service of drone delivery or drone whatever related in North America that will supply, what does it say? Watts Innovations, a US made heavy lift drone solution, in order to provide sales, support, training, and payload integration into North America. If you notice, a lot of companies are teaming up, Stephen and Herman, and one company offers the network and software, and one company has the drone. And you're seeing a lot of this.
What was actually encouraged by the FAA in the beginning, when they first started this a couple of years ago, you know, this type of thing here, what they're talking about, is not something that's new. I've seen this with a couple of different companies. You know, we mentioned like that company Percepto with their drone in the box thing, and it was meant to be fully autonomous, no man flying it. It'll dispatch drones when necessary, and it can dispatch drones on schedule to go and look in certain places.
Right. Well,
you know,
this company
it's mainly a surveillance type of thing that I noticed that something like that could work well in surveillance. But you're right, Stephen, like the cost that it would cost for something like this, and then how long does this drone last? But you see, all of these companies are also offering maintenance on these drones.
Yeah, maintenance plans.
Like Matternet with UPS and was it that project that Dr. Gwen started over in Wake Med Hospital? Matternet actually offers service to UPS for these for their drones. So not only are they using their airline, but they're servicing their own aircraft so to keep it going. And I guess I don't know. I mean, if it's in the budget, if it's something that's perceivable by your company, and it's something that could be done, hey, more power to you.
Well, this isn't.
Like, I don't know what the cost is, you know, to say
this
that.
Isn't,
but you are right, though, to think about that.
Yeah, it's really to, you know, the whole cost factor of your ecosystem in a way. You know, to think, I mean, you know, whether you're buying, you know, a Phantom 4 or whether you're buying, you know, an M210 or like an M300, you know, it's still really expensive, and you still have to be able to justify it. Yes, they're cool drones. Yes, they are wonderful. They do amazing things. But
I agree.
But you know, what is the return of interest on those drones, and how long will they also be? You know, I mean, how long will you be able to get, things like batteries and whatnot? You know,
Thank you, Michael McReynolds.
You know, we were talking with Andrew, who was on Geeks Vana, and he's saying that it's really difficult to get the SSD for the Inspire 2. They're really expensive now, so you just can't get them. So if you want to get these SSD drives, you have to pay a hell of a lot of money to get these SSD drives. So again, if you have an Inspire 2,
yeah, you know, SSD drives are expensive as hell.
Yeah. But the ones you get for the Inspire 2, they're now an absolute fortune. I think it's like 1,500 just for one of those. Is, you know, like 250 gigabytes or something. So again, but I mean, but just obviously thinking about what, you know.
Thank you for the super chat, Michael McReynolds. I wanted to say, Michael McReynolds, thank you for the super chat. He says, paying for your voice. LOL.
It was just one thing about their. You know, I was working with a company, a few years ago, and we actually had this payload on top because we thought it was better because when we were doing drone deliveries before, people when when the drone lands and you have to go and get the thing in the box, we always found that people were fiddling with this box and they couldn't get it, they couldn't get the latch open and it was difficult. But then we thought, if we put it on top of the drone,
right. Well, what were you going to say?
So it's nice to see.
I don't know what happened, Stefan. I don't know what happened, but your picture is frozen, and you sound like you're underwater just a little bit. Your picture froze. Oh, there it is. It's back.
Okay,
it's back. You froze with your hand like this.
No, we're just saying
you were going like, oh,
okay. keeping the load on top is much more accessible to those who are going to get something, and having the batteries underneath is actually keeping the center of gravity.
Yes.
So it's actually a very, very good thing to have
we
those
know
batteries
that
underneath.
In FPV, it's the same thing. You have the capability in FPV to carry the battery on top, which raises the center of gravity, as opposed to having the batteries on the bottom, which lowers the center of gravity. Now, for those of you who don't know the effect, if you have a drone with the battery on top, you are able to move smoother in turns and yaws and stuff like that. It's a lot smoother. But with the battery on the bottom, you can't overspin. If I flip this and the battery's on the bottom and I flip it, it's going to wind up with the battery back at the bottom, no matter due to gravity and physics and stuff like that. We don't want to turn into a science show, but you understand what I'm saying. It does apply.
Absolutely. Yeah, it does apply. And this is something which I'll show when we do the drone delivery project, starting next week. We will be doing center of gravity, to make sure that we have that. And that's something that, everyone will see. So it's good for those to understand.
Herman, I'm going to say that Herman is experiencing technical difficulties. I would assume the family caught up to him. And they're in an amusement park, right? It's Johnny Mac. You're right. It's a pendulum effect when the battery and the battery and the weight is on the bottom. And what happens is, even if you do a half of a turn, the battery is going to carry you that other half of the way in FPV. I was wondering. We heard that eagle attacking a few minutes ago.
No, it was a giant
seagull.
And they were calling me to find out where I'm at, so they figured out I'm gone.
Oh, they found you. They tracked you down. Well, it's 6:17, and we'll be out of here in about 10 minutes anyway. 13 minutes anyway, so you'll be able to hide and get back to the family. I wanted to comment to Michael McReynolds in the chat. Says, stop by to show his support to the channel and smash that like button for you, my friend. You can't stay long. Michael McReynolds,
thank you.
Stay 5, yes, thank you, first of all. Whether you stay 10 seconds or more, we appreciate it because of the fact that you came in and you came by to support us. Corey Mano, FYI, he posted earlier, congratulations to him. He's an FPV pilot and a really damn good one. And I think he posted earlier that he took first place in a race, FPV race. So congratulations to Corey Mano. And I want to know, are they having a Rajapalooza? Is it happening now? Because I saw a picture earlier, Canadian Drone Hub.
Yeah, it looked like
it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's ending. All right, well, maybe we'll see some stuff from these guys. I'm 63. You think I qualify? Listen, dude, put yourself, join this group. Old farts and drones. It's a fun, well, that's a YouTube video. Can't post that.
Look what I got with me, Lawrence.
Huh? Hold on.
With me.
Oh, all right.
Oh, you got the Sony. Oh, it's
the G5. The G5. What do you use, Stephen?
I'm using a Canon 80D at the moment.
See, all of this camera stuff is like Chinese to me.
You know what? I loved that camera when I first saw it, I really liked that camera.
Yeah.
The Canon.
Well, see, I don't know much about cameras. That's why I'm sitting here totally quiet. But I could act like I do. No, Stephen, you admit defeat. A man can admit defeat.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I've learned that a lot when it comes to flying drones. Don't try and show off because somebody's there, because every time I showed off, it cost me a damn drone. So now all of that bull about, hey, hit that gap over there. No, you hit that gap with your drone. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying,
you
Herman?
guys can come and hang out with me while I'm working here.
Stephen, I thought about something. I'm actually in the process of building a pre-show stream, meaning, a pre-show countdown clock. So I would appreciate it if you'd send me a picture with your hair combed, not with your hair combed, but a picture with the Fly Guy shirt or something on. I don't need, just as long as you're not naked, we're good. Okay. But I want to get a bunch of pictures of
That's
those
the only
guys,
criteria?
and I want to have. I
I'll
thought you
send
were
one to
taking
you.
pictures, Herman. I thought he was taking pictures, but send me a picture, like a headshot, catching the flyby guys. I want to put together a countdown timer, and I want to, like, Steven's one of those guys. Sean is one of those guys. Ken Herron's one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? As it counts down, and then it'll lead to the actual stream starting. Now, whether this will happen before the new year or not is unbeknownst to me, but I want to get it started.
Will do. And just to let you know, and just to let the audience know, when we come over, I'll be bringing over some Flyby Guys caps and T-shirts and stuff like that. So,
dude, I will try and thank you, Ray Kelly, so much. I will try my best to I want to make sure you leave with those guys merch. You hear that, Herman? Merch.
Yeah,
I keep saying Merc. Merc is a mercenary. Merch. My nephew keeps going merch, not Merc. We're not going to give you those guys Merc wear because we don't have that. And we're not mercing somebody. We're not mercing anybody, but we want to make sure you go back with you and your friends go back with those guys shirts. Definitely. Yeah. Now the only problem is, if you're gonna send me a shirt,
don't mind me. I'm shooting an intro.
Okay.
Don't mind me.
If should we mute you?
If you want
don't
to.
mute him. Don't mute him. Leave it on.
Go ahead, Gil. Go ahead, Herman. Get the intro in.
Good afternoon. You're watching another episode of Phantom Flight 101. I'm just working.
At least we're part of this.
Yes. But I just wanted to warn you. You may need to cut a tent to make my shirt because I wear a 3X.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay.
That's a problem. I'm letting you know now, because if you give me a 2X, I will greatly accept it and I will wear it indoors.
Mark, I just want you to know that this live stream has ruined some of the best shots I could get. They closed the water park.
What?
Oh dear.
They closed the water park.
But the sun is still out, man. How they close the water park?
They did. They closed the water park.
Did someone get stuck in a log flume again? So there goes
some of the good footage right there.
Did someone get stuck in a log flume again?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure it out. But definitely, by the time you guys get here, Herman and I were looking at some merchandise. They're looking to getting some merchandise. We definitely want the shirts, and for some reason the black shirts, any logo looks good on a black shirt.
I am going to get on the shirts. Go back to the lady that's got our order for the shirts. I will go back to her as soon as I get back.
What are you doing Tuesday, Herman? We can go. I can meet up with you on Tuesday.
Tuesday? Well, it's got to be early because in the afternoon, I got to coach.
Okay, we'll definitely make that work. But Stephen, hey, what's up, BK Droner boys? What's up, Courtney Darlington? Hope all is well with you. It's 6:24. We got 6 minutes left to the stream. Stephen, you don't know how much I appreciate you coming by, because
Thank you.
Herman did say he was
Thank
going to
you.
do the stream. Yes, yes. Herman did say he was going to do the stream, but I know he's with family, and I know that can be difficult. And I don't want to see my friend get slapped up on live camera or anything like that. You know, that would not be good for publicity. So I
That's what
needed
it
you to
is.
come on. I appreciate you coming on, man. There's a
Oh, it's an
Snickers
absolute
bar in the
pleasure.
yo, Rob C said the reason they shut down the water park, Herman, is a Snicker bar in the water. You say someone left a log in the water, huh? And it's not
Wouldn't
part
that
of the
work
ride.
better with like the Baby Ruth?
Yeah. The Baby Ruth starts melting.
Well, the Baby
You
Ruth
have to
got
see-
peanuts in it.
Even I don't know if you're familiar with these American
lumpy.
candy bars, but they have a Snicker bar. And
We
then
have
they
Snickers
a,
bars.
and they have a bar called a Baby Ruth.
Ah, okay. I've never seen a Baby
Now,
Ruth.
the Baby Ruth is similar to a Snicker bar, but it has more peanuts in it. But if you put it in a,
And
if
it's
you throw it in a, it's lumpy, right? So if you throw it in a chlorine pool, oh my God, just stand back and record it. Floats quite well and melts slowly. So you see the lump, and then you start seeing some parts of the peanut in it. So it's really graphic, dude. Only on Sunday nights with those guys.
Only, yeah.
Johnny Mac says, Flyby shirts are looking good. Do you have a merchandise link you could put?
I do
And if
actually
not,
have
you
a
should- if
merchandise.
not, you should get one. Or you should have one. I thought I saw you guys.
We do actually have a merchandise store. Actually, let me try to find it. Give me a second.
Yeah, see, I said I
one.
wouldn't give you homework, and I'm making you work, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let me
there
find
they
it.
go. They're in the
Let me
restroom.
find it.
They're at the restrooms. Herman caught up to the
Yeah.
family.
Oh no, they called me and told me they were.
Did you know Steven used to be a pro musician? Now, no, I did not, Sean. Is this true, Steven?
It is true, yes.
Pro musician,
is.
as in, what did you do, man?
I was a bass player. And yeah, I used to, yeah, I used to tour a lot, you know, so I put the merchandise shop in the link
Thank
there.
you, man. Thank you. There you go, Johnny Mac. A floater, you're right. If
Johnny Mac, I know what you mean by the word floater. Yes, I know what floater is.
Well, if you know, I almost took you as until Sean mentioned it. Fact, I almost took you as somebody related to doing something in music. I could see you in music.
Yeah, it was pretty much the first half of my life was, you know, I was a pro musician, and then I stopped around the age of 30. So, and yeah, I'm
That's
now,
it.
I'm now
That's
doing,
it.
yeah.
That's it. This is who you remind me of. And Recovery One Drone said it. Elvis Costello.
Okay.
Yes, Elvis, that's it. I kept saying, what is it about this dude? That's it. Recovery One, you're the man. Kevin Perry.
You know what? You got
The
about a
Kevin
minute left, Lawrence. It's almost that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, we do, man. We have like a minute left, Steven, and we're going to do it like this with the Those Guys logo. We're not doing it now, but this is how I do it in my head. I go, Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by, and I go 1,000, and on 1,000, I go Those Guys.
Okay.
Okay, so we
Right,
have.
but if he waits for you, he won't be on key.
See what I got to put up with? See
No,
what I
what
got to
I'm
put
trying to tell you is that it's a delay between us and you. You will actually be ahead of us on it.
Okay,
And
so I'm gonna
I'm
do it
here.
like a Chinese movie. I'm gonna go Sunday night,
No, so
Those Guys.
as soon as he says it, we just say those guys.
All right, Steven, why don't you try it? You just go Sunday Nights with Those Guys is sponsored by, and you go 1,000 in your head, and on 2, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, let's try. Let's give it a shot. And we're gonna get out of here.
Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
Those
guys.
All right, Herman, it didn't work, but it worked. It didn't work. I messed it up. Right? A big fail. Listen, we appreciate you all. We appreciate the support. Thank you, Steven, so much, man. You know, anytime you can't sleep, come on through, man. Come on through. You support us anyway. You come by and show us support all the time. All right.
All the time.
Don't forget to check out Herman on Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely go by and check out Steven, the Flyby Guys. Check out his page, and we'll be back on Wednesday, I guess, right?
Yeah, we'll be back on Wednesday.
Steven,
Thank you, Lawrence. Thank you, Herman.
I'll see you guys later. Thank
All
you,
right,
Steve.
Herman. All
Thank
right,
you, Herman.
later,
Looking
Herman.
forward to hanging out with you, man.
Good
All
All
right.
right, gonna end the show in 3, 2, 1. The show is ended. Steven, thank you so much,
All
man.
right.
Lawrence.